Hello, this is my 5th patio pot update of 2015 and it's the beginning of September. So the things you'll have seen in pots up until now you won't see again because they've been harvested. We've harvested dwarf runner beans, we've harvested dwarf broad beans, we've harvested early potatoes, we've harvested some of our carrots, and as a result we accumulate these pots, loads of pots, and that's been going on for a couple of months now. So a couple of months ago I started to get lots of pots and lots of compost and perhaps 2 or 3, 4 summer months left, so I decided to do something about that. I decided to reuse the compost to give it some spark by adding some bloodfish and bone, pop it straight back in the pots and plant them up again. So I'll just show you what we've got in pots now at the beginning of September, shall I? Okay, 4 leeks in a pot. If you've seen my previous videos you'll know you can grow leeks in pots. I've actually grown 10 in a pot before, but I've decided to go for 4 and I've decided to use these windbreaks, and I think if I can ease these up you might be able to see the size of these leeks just poking through at the bottom of the pot, at the bottom of the windbreak. Push that forward a bit. I'm not too sure how it comes into the shot. Here we go, these are the leeks, 4 leeks in a pot. They'll grow through the autumn months and into the winter months and then we'll harvest these. So that's something worth considering as you empty out your early potatoes. What are you going to do with the compost? What are you going to do with the pots? I say plant them up again, try and get 2 crops from 1 pot. Okay. Now then, there are not many early potatoes still hanging on at the beginning of September, but this guy is. This is home guard. Okay. This is one of my set aside potatoes from the seed potatoes I bought early in the year. I actually set aside 5 potatoes, put them in the fridge and kept them in there for 4 months. So this guy's maybe been in this pot 3 months now, I don't know. I'm sure if you look back on the channel you'll see me planting these things. I've got another 4 pots like this with different varieties of potatoes in there. We don't need any indoors at the moment, but within the next couple of weeks we will, and as you can see this guy's dying off now. So it's early potatoes in September time. And this is spent compost. This is compost that was used to grow potatoes in. It had the bloodfish and bone added, popped straight back in the pot, and one of those seed potatoes that had been asleep in the fridge for 4 months was planted in it. So we'll see how this goes. It's an experiment, I don't know what to expect here. I've never seen it done before, just something I dreamt up. But if this works, what it means is you can get 2 harvests of early potatoes from 1 pot in the same growing year. Now that would be a winner for someone who hasn't a great deal of space. Empty them out, grow some more. 2 harvests, 1 pot, same year. Might work, might not. We'll find out in a week or two's time. You've seen me harvest these guys. I've had some great results so far with carrots. I'm betting this guy's a carrot called Trevor. Yes it is, Trevor. I've been growing Trevor this year. I'm not too sure if you'll see this. There are a couple of carrot tops visible there. I'll try and tilt this and see if you get something. I don't know if you will or not. Okay. But these are sown using a grid pattern, sown thinly, made my own compost. I've just tied the leaves up with some twine just to keep them tidy. And this pot will be getting emptied out in a couple of weeks time. Maybe even less than that. I think we do need some carrots indoors now, so these are the carrots in pots. This is well worth having a go at. This is something I've never grown in pots before, beetroot. I've got 4 beetroot in here. I've left this wind protection on. It seems to be doing okay on there, so I haven't bothered taking it off. I'm not too sure if you'll see the beetroot in the bottom of there. They're not as big as golf balls yet. They're a bit late really, but it's an experiment. We'll see if they grow. They're taking no harm. It's an empty pot. It was an empty pot. I had some compost. Why not? Why not give it a go? So that's beetroot growing in a 10-inch pot on a patio. Something else I've never done, celery in a pot. 4 heads of celery in this pot. I started some seed off called Victoria. Started them indoors on wet tissue. There's a video on the channel will show you that. And although they germinated, they were small and they didn't look as though they'd make anything, and threw them away, to be quite honest. I threw them at the back of the raised bed, and I bought this celery as a replacement celery from the local garden centre, which isn't a bad thing. Support your local businesses. And there's one in each of these tubes. I'll try and ease this up and let you see if you can see the base of the celery. You usually lose a couple of leaves in this manoeuvre, but it's what's on the bottom we're going to be eating, not the leaves at the top. There, I'm not too sure you can see that. I'll bring it forward a bit. I'll give it a lean this way and a lean that way, and just see if you can see it. Okay, so that's a shop bought celery. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what it is, other than it's celery. And yeah, I bought that to replace Victoria. But then what happened? Are you a follower of my channel? You know what happened. You're not a follower of my channel. Watch this. Take a look at that. I'll just move this first celery out the way if I can. That's Victoria that wasn't going to make it. That's Victoria that I threw out. What I actually did was, I didn't realise, but this stuff likes it a bit cool and a bit damp. Well, I had it on a windowsill indoors where it was hot and dry, and it wouldn't grow in those conditions. And when I threw it on the back of the raised bed, I think it was under some broad beans. It got some shade, it got some damp, and it got some cold, and it took off. So I think I lifted them out with a teaspoon and planted them in this pot, and look at that. Victoria's took off. See if I can lift this up. And so these were 4 heads of celery that I actually discarded. I'd throw out, and then I recovered them. Can you see that celery at all? I'm not too sure whether you can. I don't know what you're getting. I'll only know when I get a look at the video myself. But that's Victoria, and I'm quite pleased with it. I'm really chuffed with Victoria because, as I say, I threw it out and then I recovered it. Give it a second chance. Now, one problem I will have with this is I won't be able to take these out of this pot one at a time. I'm fairly sure they'll be root bound. So I'll probably need to take a knife or something to the base. I don't know how to do it. I've never done it before, and I don't know how to do it. But I'm really chuffed with this celery. I really am. Although I haven't eaten any yet, so it's maybe a bit premature to say that it's a success. But it's on its way, isn't it? Would you agree? Yeah, Victoria's on her way. Oh, now, if I can just pop this other one up, if I can balance these without dropping them. Can you see the different colour there at all? I don't know whether you can or not. The one on the left of the screen is the shop bought one. It's much lighter in colour than the one on the right, which is Victoria. So you can see the definitely two different varieties of celery. Both doing well, both looking good. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this patio pot update. Oh, hold on, my gardening assistant's just appeared. she only shows face when there's any harvesting to be done. Molly, don't you? You only show face when you think I'm going to harvest something. And then you might catch an odd potato or a carrot. Come here. Let's see. Come here, sweetheart. Come round here. Let's see if we can get you in the shot. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, up. Good girl. There you go. There's Molly. Just showing face. She's been lying in the sun. Anyway, this is homegrown veg. Signing off. You had a good girl, haven't you? Yep, you had a good girl.